everybody and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another brand spanking new crafty simulation short video. We're actually not going to be flying today. If you watched the previous video of which this aircraft featured in, this is the brand spanking new Miltech Blackbird simulations A1H Skyraider. You will notice that I mentioned about the firepower of this aircraft, and I didn't actually go into it in the last video because I could be talking for quite a while talking about weapons. So that's what this video is all about, is you're going to learn how to actually arm this aircraft. Now, a small caveat, this is not DCS. And now I know there was supposed to be a Skyraider getting made for DCS. I don't know whether it's anything to do with this variant. I haven't been in the DCS community for quite a while now, so I don't even know if it's even been made. But this is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, so we can arm the aircraft, we can put weapons on the hardpoints, we cannot... Well, I think we can deploy them, but we cannot expect them to blow things up and fire machine guns and all the rest of it that DCS can do. That's a whole different simulator. So anyway, let's jump inside of the aircraft, because that's where we need to be for a start. If I press the right button, that would help. I literally... Is it raining? Hang on a minute. This live weather. I don't know what live weather it's picking up. Off, thank you. Where's the presets? That one. No, I don't want a thunderstorm. That would be silly. Easy, clear skies. That'll do. Oh dear, I don't pay attention to the weather too much. I normally just like I say, fly live. Right. Anyway, so as you started in the last video, you'll notice that this is blank. This is the map tray for the aircraft. Now, to get this to be working, what we're going to do is we're going to actually not arm the aircraft, we're going to actually first of all open that up, and we're going to connect said GPU unit. So we do that by lowering this switch here. Awesome sounds, Echo 19, you really knew what you was doing. And we're going to put the battery switch, just deafened myself by my own batteries, and that should in theory, hey, brings you this up. Now what you have here is a basic moving map. Obviously, in the real aircraft, you'd be flying with a paper map. But if you click up here on the loadout tab, you end up with this. This is the underside of your rather glorious SPAD. So we can arm the aircraft with, on these hard points here, we have 10 hard points on the outer wing, 2 hard points on the inner wing, and 1 hard point on the center line. And we can arm everything onto these various things. Obviously, the outside of the rockets, we can put different rockets onto different sections. So we have the toilet bomb. I'll go on to that in a minute. It's epic. So we'll click on HVRs, and we're going to put 2 HVRs on either side of this. So if I then click on that, we got HVRs, big rockets. And let's say, how do we get rid of them? There we go. Click on them again, and it goes away. It does say imbalance. That's because you have 1 on that side, 2 on that side. So let's get rid of the HVRs, and let's go for some LAU 10s. These should be rocket pods, I think. So again, on the outside. And we have these beautiful things, the rocket pods with 4 rockets each. So we don't want those. Let's click on that, with some LAU 68s. Did they? Go. I got that. I just clicked on the wrong thing. LAU. Go away. LAU 68s. 68s look a little bit pathetic. Outside, and there we go. We'll get more. We've got 7 of them. Oh, 7 wonderful fudgy bang fireworks. And then we move on to the bombs. So we can arm Mark 82s. Now you can see the red highlights. That's telling you where you can physically put the Mark 82s. So the Mark 82s, select. Let's have 2 Mark 82s on here. On the outside, And there we have a pair, or two pairs even, my mathematics is terrible, 2 pairs of dumb iron Mark 82 bombs. No laser guided goodness here. We have some Mark 82 SEs, which I would believe they would be snake eyes. Let's put a snake eye on either side. And now we have snake eyes. There's a bit of a shadow effect going on there. It's rather irritating, to say the least. But we have snake eyes. Now, the difference with snake eyes is I believe these are retarded bombs. So the first set of bombs are, they're all dumb bombs, but the first bombs just fall off your wings and they just fly, as a bomb would, straight into the ground. The snake eyes deploy fins that basically retard the bomb. They slow it down. They are designed to be dropped low down, allowing the aircraft to get out of the way before the bomb hits the ground and goes bang, and therefore would take the aircraft out. So let's just get rid of those. So say, oops, Mark 82s. Get rid of those. Go away, go away. Thank you. So now we want Mark 83s. We've got Mark 83s on. Okay, so these are big bombs. That's my technical terminology. Yes, bigger bombs. I'm not on Mark 83. I must be is that 1,000 pounder? 500 pounder? I can't work. It's a big chunky mother humper. So we don't want those. Let's go for Mark 84s. Even bigger. Now we're talking. I hate to think how big that bomb is, but it's actually clipping through our flaps, so you wouldn't be able to deploy the flaps at this point. Shadows really do flicker when you get some sun on them, don't they? But yeah, we get some big bombs on the aircraft there. Let's get rid of those. So let's go for the Mark 117. I have no idea. What's a 117? Is that an incendiary bomb? I have literally no idea what this is, other than a bomb. But again, we can carry that, and we can actually carry... Let's put a Mark 84 on the centerline. We've still got our rocket pods on, so I want some LAU 10s, or LAU 10s. We'll put 2 there, 2 there. So that still leaves us 6 hard points. I'm going to put some HVRs on there, like so. And then we end up with this wonderful bringer of death. And that is an immense, scary sight. So let's get rid of all this and show you what basically I think everyone is here to see. LAUs, is that one? No, it's not that one. I don't know why I'm saying ba-bomb. It's not ba-bomb, it's a rocket. Let's just get rid of that. We can't put it on the centralizer. That was a Mark 84. Was it a Mark 84? Oh, what it was, Mark 83? No, it's gone. Right, so we have the toilet bomb, which can only be put on this particular hard point. Right. It literally is an toilet with a fin system on the back. This is not an in-sim joke, okay? This actually happened. I think the running joke was that the Skyraider was known to pretty much carry any piece of ordnance known to mankind. I don't think it could carry nuclear weapons, but anything underneath that it could pretty much carry. It was known to either carry extremely close to its own takeoff weight or more than, which is just biblical. The amount of ordnance this thing could carry. So the phrase, I think it was something like, you can carry everything but the kitchen sink. So somebody decided, with a sense of humour, to add a toilet pan to their Skyraider and then dropped it over the enemy. That actually happened. No word of a lie, which is just nuts. So that's the reason we have the toilet bomb. We can have fuel tanks, and the fuel tanks obviously can be on the center line and the external. So we have left, right, and we can put one on the center line, and obviously you can change the weight and fuel amount is inside them. Obviously our main tanks are sitting at 190, so we can have a lot of fuel for our long-range aircraft. We also have the ability to have guns, which obviously we had guns already. So we have 4, I don't know, these 50 cals. I'm going to assume being American, they're going to be 50 cals. But yes, it's a lot of guns. And that pretty much goes on for what the weapons that you can carry. Like I say, you can deploy these weapons through this panel here. I haven't got a foggiest how it works. My inner DCS person is saying that that's a master arm weapon which you'd need to be on. This is your deployment of bombs or pairs. It's either bombs or rockets. Yeah, again, it will probably need a whole video just to explain how this works. But remember, this is not DCS. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator. We don't have a need for dropping weapons and having an effect. If you want that, DCS is your sim and will probably do it a lot better. Let's shut the sounds off. So that is what you can do with your beloved Skyraider. It's absolutely fantastic. I love this aircraft. Absolutely love it. From a simulator point of view, I think it's pretty much as good as it can possibly be. I don't see any real need to, anything that needs to be updated in this aircraft. I know there's been an update already. I don't know what that covered. It was a small update, but it's a fantastic aircraft. And in reality, it was a fantastic, awesome aircraft. I think my first taste of what a Skyraider could do probably came from the movies. Probably came from the film Flight of the Intruder, I think it was called. And there's a scene towards the end of the film where 2 Skyraiders, I think it is, are giving support to a Jolly Green, I think it is, helicopter that's trying to rescue downed crew. This happened in reality. These helicopters, their pilots and their crews, incredibly brave, flew into enemy territory to try and rescue downed American pilots. Obviously, the Viet Cong were not very best pleased with them and would try and shoot them down. And obviously, being in a helicopter, a very large helicopter, it's very easy to shoot them down. They needed cover, they needed protection, and the only aircraft that could really do this and fulfill the role that the A-10 does today would be the Skyraider. It was an ability to carry an awful lot of ordnance, deploy it wherever it wanted, and the great thing about it is, unlike jet aircraft which come in, do their bombing and disappear, the Skyraider stayed in the area. Just the pure sound of this aircraft, the Viet Cong would look up and they would be scared of this thing, because it has the ability to just come out of the nowhere, strafe with guns, drop any amount of bombs, fire any amount of rockets. It carried napalm weapons on board. I'm not going to go into the political side of what napalm is and what it does, but it is an incredible sight. And if you have a couple of them, you have the ability to always have an armed aircraft over the area, giving support to these helicopter pilots and helicopter crews that would go in and rescue downed American pilots. The Skyraider was able to stay underneath the radar network of anti-aircraft guns and really would be only dealing with small arms, AKs, the like, unguided, unradared, controlled, fired AAA systems, something like that. And the Skyraider had a great ability to take a lot of punishment, being the large aircraft that it is, and the radial engine is a much better engine at taking punishment. You can shoot chunks off this thing and it still keeps flying, and it still keeps ticking, and it still keeps kicking. And that's what the Skyraider was known for, and it was fantastic. And like I say, that role in the ability to carry a lot of ordnance and deploy it over, territory has been moved on to the A-10 Thunderbolt, and it still does exactly the same today. A couple of A-10s can secure a large amount of ground space by the fear factor of being in the air. The enemy will look up, they can see it, they can hear it, it makes a unique noise. It's the bringer of death. The A-10's legendary Gatling gun in its nose is just biblically going to scare you no matter what and make you stop doing what you was trying to do. Skyraider did this back in Korea and back in Vietnam. So it's a fantastic aircraft. There was a few of them still flying around in the world today, a lot of them more in America. There used to be a Skyraider that popped, I think there was a couple of Skyraiders that popped over to Duxford for the air show seasons. Obviously, like I say in the previous video, there was an incident involving a Skyraider that flew, unfortunately, into a Mustang, I think it was, or the Mustang flew into, I can't remember which one it was, but the Skyraider managed to make a landing, an emergency landing, back at Duxford. It had sustained damage. It's now back flying. The Mustang, on the other hand, did crash. Unfortunately, the pilot got out, but I don't think is flying at the moment. I think there's a restoration period for that aircraft. So anyway, like I say, this is a short video detailing the weapons and what you can do with this aircraft. Like I say, it's fantastic. For 20 UK pounds, if you're into warbirds and you want something a little bit very detailed, but still very easy to use and operate, check this one out. It's really, really good. It's well worth your time and effort in learning how this aircraft works and flies and operates. So anyway, if you've got any questions or comments about this particular aircraft, please bang them below, and I will see you in a future Microsoft Flight Simulator video very, very soon.